Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Ever Better podcast. My name is Eric. What are we doing here? What is this all about? So, this is my podcast, and on Tuesdays and Thursdays, I really view Reddit as sort of this mismatch of supply and demand. So, on the one hand, you've got tons of supply in places like programmers or other subreddits, but in some, you've got this mismatch in demand. And one of the places I see that is in the Find a Path and Deciding to Be Better subreddits. So every Tuesday and Thursday, I go through those and I just answer questions. Basically on anything. It's a lot of people looking for advice in their careers, looking for advice on just how to develop better habits. So that's what I'm doing. If you've got questions, post them in chat. I'll get to those too. And yeah, if you're anything like me, I'm not going to do a backflip. But if you're anything like me, you don't really know quite what to do in this whole virus situation and quarantine and everything. You're kind of scrambling. I'm not a trained medical professional. I'm not a first responder or anything. I've donated to some charities, but what I do know how to do is look at people's situations and give them some advice based on anecdotes or whatever failures I've had, which is plenty, and hopefully help them out. So that's what I'm doing. I'm just going to start reading some of them, and then I kind of give them a little bit of a blurb on what I think they should do with it. And then if you've got questions, put them in chat, and I'll get to those too. So starting out, we're going with Blank Minded 8. This is in the Find a Path subreddit. And if you've got ideas for these people too, put them in there. Like, let's crowdsource the hell out of these questions, and I think we can do better. Hello to whomever may read this. Currently in a quarantine like the rest of you, 30 years young and having a tough time figuring out the path I need to better my income and life. I'm unemployed because of COVID-19, so starting these things might come pointless till this passes. Live in an area where jobs are seasonal and few unless stuck in a restaurant or retail fields, and I've been in this kind of work field for a long time and it's tiring. I did go to college, but the dream job I want won't make me money. It's hard finding something to compare to when the jobs being offered aren't enough pay and basically regular jobs you expect with no college degree. It's not just me. I honestly don't want to go back to school. It would be hard not knowing what I do. Even just going to figure it out later. It's not for me. Husband and I are good, hardworking people. We've made connections with employers, but it's not the field we enjoy. Also, I don't see us staying forever in the location we're in. I just don't see our life getting any better or having employment we deserve in the area we're in. I also just can't say, hey, we're moving, get up and go. Definitely not now with what's happening in the world with COVID-19. So I'm basically stuck and would love to hear anyone's stories. Life-changing moments for the better, anything to help guide me. I probably won't have anything life-changing happen after this. It's the reaching out and typing this right now. So thank you for anyone that reads this. Well, it's cool that you're posting this and putting it out there. And you say that you're shy. That's a start. I wouldn't close off the idea of moving right now. I know it's weird with the COVID stuff and social distancing. A lot of realtors are doing virtual tours, so don't rule it out completely. But I'm sure there's going to be some really decent prices on houses with a lot of people out of work and probably looking to sell. The real estate market, at least where I live, was crazy before this all went down. And houses were going off the market hours after they were posted. A couple of my friends were looking for some and just couldn't find anything. But, you know what? I'll punch the shit out of a swan, by the way. Whoever's asking, yeah, I will. They attack and they're going to get what's coming to them. So solid bones, swans. I don't recommend punching one, but if one steps to you, definitely punch them. Back to the question. I just think you don't close your options off because of COVID. Obviously, it limits what you can do as far as you're not going to go shake somebody's hand at a realtor's hand at a house, but don't limit that. Don't let that be the limiting factor to why you want to move. And also, explore virtual options. Digital nomads subreddit's really good for that. Remote.co is a good site for remote work. Start looking around on those. Applying to jobs, look at Fiverr, look at Upwork if you've got skills in those areas. Not sure what your husband does or what fields you're well versed in, but this is the time. What do you have? You've got a month now to just do nothing except this stuff. Mess around, fail. Try some stuff. All right. Next up is Multi-Alley 2. I went and got the wrong degree. Help reevaluating my career path. I went and got the wrong degree. Reevaluating my career path. Help figuring out options. I made the mistake of getting a degree in entertainment management. Yeah, it's not the best move because I was chasing an inaccurate vision of myself at the age of 17. I was honestly not mature enough to be making the college decision then, but I was stubborn and didn't want to fall behind my magnet school peers. Now I'm 22. A few weeks ago, I had an epiphany. I don't have to go into entertainment in order to be a person of value. That led to the next realization. I don't really have the personality to be successful in that industry, though management and administrative roles in entertainment will always be appealing to me. On top of that, the entertainment industry is going to come out pretty damaged by the coronavirus, and my degree is niche enough that I'm pretty sure regular employers will look at my resume and ignore it. So now I'm searching for something better and suited for myself for the time while not trying to make the same mistake again. Things I don't like. STEM careers might otherwise have been okay if it wasn't for the math and chemistry. I kind of hate chemistry, and the scientific method is mind-numbing. Basic math is fine, but the whole statistical models and algorithms are just headache-inducing. Medicine or healthcare, I just have no interest. Things I like. What I do enjoy is business, coming up with business ideas, writing business plans, thinking about income streams, event and season programming, and unique ways of doing things. Recently, I've discovered I enjoy clerical work. You're the first one. I like sorting, filing, organizing, and figuring out the best way to store and digitize documents, mainly because it's easy and I can get into a flow state while doing it. That's legit. I like database stuff on a surface level, making tables, data entry, querying, reporting, visualization. But upon looking into data analytics, I can't. I would never be hireable. The math, the statistics, it's too much. I can't learn all that. I won't like learning it, and I can't sort through it. I can't figure out use cases for all the statistical Okay, it's not for you. I took a course on user experience design, did a project and enjoyed it, but I don't know how I could get into that, especially not from this point. I don't have a problem with web development, HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, but I'm not particularly compelled to do it. What I'm thinking about going back to school for a master's in project management, thinking back on the things I've enjoyed during my studies and from my extremely limited professional experience. I've always enjoyed having a project and the freedom to figure out the best way to execute it and meet the goal. I like getting creative and strategic. I like having a beginning and an end to my work and a sense of achievement when I reach the end. Would it make more sense to study something else and get a CAPM? If so, what would it make sense for me to study? I've been applying to administrative roles as well. All right. You kind of like, you've got a head on you for flow state stuff, like getting into a zone of just doing something repetitive or monotonous, whatever. You kind of like problem solving, it seems, not averse to programming. Take a look at product management. This is advice I've given to a couple people so far because it's a role that really lets you flex in a couple different areas like marketing, problem solving. And if you like engaging with people, you didn't mention whether you enjoy talking to people or not, but if you like that and like solving problems, that's what product management sometimes is. It's working with customers to figure out what good features are and trying to translate those into requirements that programmers can put into the product. So product management might be for you. Other than that, it sounds like if that might be something you like, maybe look at Google's Digital Garage too. They've got a really good online marketing course that you might take to, and it's free, and it's just a good free way. I mean, again, you've got a month to just mess around with this stuff. This is the time to just branch out, look into different options, and learn some things. So I hope that helps. That wasn't great, but I'll do better on the next one. All right, next up is from Easy Geezy. 24M, I feel stuck in life. I need career path ideas. I've been employed for 4 months, don't know what to do. Bachelor's in geology, 1.5 years of experience working on an oil rig. No idea what career path I should pursue. In retrospect, I regret studying geology. I don't have a lot of passion for it anymore. I shouldn't laugh, but it's like, yeah, I don't know a lot of geologists with regret, but all right. I've been applying to environmental consulting jobs with no luck. I have enough money to survive a few more months, but I'm going to go crazy without a job. I need a job or I'll go mad. I've been depressed for the last few months and I need a change in my life, but I feel frozen. Could y'all give me some ideas or inspiration? Things I enjoy. I'm a good listener. I like working with people, even though I'm an introvert. I work well in teams. good writing skills, enjoy math, programming. I'm a beginner. Love a remote job someday. I dream about the digital nomad lifestyle. This is like exactly what the last person, I probably should give them the same advice. A good work-life balance is important to me. Working 312s or having a flexible schedule would be ideal. I love geography and history. Traveling the world has always been my greatest educational experience. Passion for outdoor recreation. So with the geology, you've been applying to environmental consulting jobs, but go look at whatever state you're in. Go look at their civil service website, and if it's I'm in New York State, if you're there, it's the DEC, maybe Federal Fish and Wildlife Service. But there's a lot of geologist jobs out there, and they don't all have to be in consulting. The state or the federal government might not offer you the flexibility that you're looking for, but it is, I mean, it's in your field. You're not passionate about it, but maybe having a different, like not working on an oil rig might help that. So check those out. I'll keep going. Things you don't like. I'm afraid of commitment in all areas of life. I don't want to stare at a computer 40 hours a week. I'm bad at repetitive tasks. State and federal might not be for you then. There's a lot of repetition, a lot of paperwork. I won't work at the O&G industry ever again. I don't think I'd enjoy academia. Healthcare work. I have a weak stomach. I'm terrible at confrontation, and I don't want to do more schooling unless I have a clear vision of what I want to do. Yeah, check out the state websites and check out whatever state you're in's website or your federal government's website. Consulting, I don't know. It's coming from oil rig to with the geology degree, you probably would find something, but it doesn't sound like you'd be crazy about it. I'm going to give this is lame, but I'm going to give the same exact advice I gave to the last person because you've got some programming, you're good at writing, and you're good at problem solving. Product manager or maybe business analyst. Business analysts are in really high demand in most in a lot of industries, especially software. And as a business analyst, you would work with a product manager. And if you have good writing skills, this is perfect for you. So when the product manager goes and figures out, hey, our customers hate, they don't like this new feature in our pan. I can't imagine that anyone would not like a feature in this wonderful platform. You would be responsible for writing that into a requirement. So actually like figuring out what they call user stories, but actually writing that into the feature that it should be or the next feature that you want developed in the software, and then giving that to programmers and making sure that it works. It's kind of a cool task. If you enjoy writing and creatively solving problems, it might be for you. So check it out. I hope that helps. Easy geezy. And I'll go on. Strawberry Fields 91, advice for someone starting over at 29. Like the title says, I'm starting over at the age of 29 and I could use some advice, words of wisdom, or inspiration as I'm feeling really nervous about the whole process. Graduated from college in 2013 at 22 and immediately moved to a job offer in my field, biology, environmental science. That's the theme. However, the job turned out not to be what I thought and the pay was abysmal. I also discovered, while I like the outdoors, I'm not particularly passionate about working in that field. After leaving that job, I tried my hand at several other jobs not related to my field, such as sales, retail, restaurant, customer service, office type. The only one I stuck with was the restaurant work. I worked there for 4 years. Since moving back to my hometown, I've been saving money to go back to school for nursing. I picked nursing because I wanted a fast-paced job where I helped people and wasn't stuck at a computer all day long. I thrive in these types of environments. I've worked different jobs to know what I don't want in a job. I want a job that helps people in the end but has upward mobility and flexibility. The goal is to do travel nursing eventually. So if that's your goal, all right, I'll keep going. Anyway, I have the money to go back for my BSN, but would need to take out some loans as well. I'm not past the federal loan limit. It's an accelerated 2-year program for people who know that isn't old in the grand scheme of things, but it's hard not to feel discouraged when people are established in their careers, getting married, having kids, buying houses. I don't even want kids. I'm child-free. Has anyone else gone through something like this with similar feelings? Are you glad you went back to school for a career change? On the other hand, is there anyone who didn't go back out of fear and wished they'd gone back? Feeling overwhelmed at the prospect of going back, want to make sure it'll be worth it. Incredibly, I can actually speak to this. I was a horrible undergraduate student. I got a degree in computer science. I was a programmer for years. I worked for New York State for a lot of years, wasn't happy doing IT, and went back to school 2 years ago at the ripe age of 38. So it's never too late to go back to school, I would say. And yeah, you definitely can figure it out. It takes some getting used to if you haven't flexed like the study habit muscle in a while. Good luck with that. It took me a while to get used to that again, but you can do it and you can figure it out. So yeah, don't be scared of going back to school. And if that's if you're that sure that that's where you want to be, is helping people doing traveling nursing, yeah, just go for it. It doesn't sound like you've got a lot of other things tying you down. You don't have kids. You're not totally in up to your ears in debt. Go now. You can do it. You can fail at 29 if you've got nothing tying you down. You don't own a home or anything. Just go back to school, man or woman. Strawberry Fields 91 could go either way. I need to change my perspective on my mother. This is from zaneypal, just zaneypal. My mom's always a complainer. She raises her voice so quickly, and everything she looks at, she views negatively. So every time she interacts with me, I feel repelled from her because I'm always trying to find the positive vibes. Are you though? Whenever I see her, I get so bothered. The thing is, my mom says she doesn't raise her voice. That's just what she sounds like. She also believes anything negative that she says is not a complaint and that she is just making conversation. In fact, my brother also doesn't consider my mom's actions negative. I don't believe my mom views herself negatively. I think it's just me. And that's the point I'm trying to make. My brother seems to have this ability to shut out every negative thing my mom does. It doesn't affect him at all. Now I feel like I should be able to tell someone is a pessimistic person, in this case, my mom. So it confuses me how my brother doesn't even consider the things she does as negative. But every day I find myself waking up with this hate I have for my mom. You're all about those positive vibes, man. Come on. And I don't want that anymore. Regardless of whether my mom's actually a negative person or not, I want to change my views on her so I don't hate her for it. I want to be happy every day and not so fazed by her. I want to let go and be able to handle her actions in a way that doesn't break me down every day. What methods can I use to change my viewpoint on her? I know it'll take time, but isn't there something I can do to make this happen? Yeah, man, hug your mom. Jesus. I mean, like, it sounds like you've got some unresolved issue with your mom. I don't know what it is. And I can speak to this. I was a horrible teenager. I definitely wasn't nice to my parents for a lot of those years. You just take some time. This is cheesy, probably half woo advice, but if you ever look into like meditation or something like that, really just meditate on the fact that your mom sacrificed most of her life to raise you. She probably ruined her body for a year after you came out. And she really put her life on hold to make the best for you. And I don't know, you don't describe a lot of where this hate for your mom comes from, but dude, your moms are incredible. Moms do so much. They sacrifice everything for you, and she's still in your life. I don't know how old, does he say how old you are? It doesn't. Be nice to your mom, man. Don't hate her, especially if it sounds like you've got a pretty chill personality other than that. But I don't know. Be nice to your mom. All right. Blazer with 2 Z's, so you know it's serious. 2345. Why should I be different from others? As a teen, I feel everyone follows everyone, and it's easier for me to follow them too. I can't find a true good reason for not doing things like others. For example, I try to think differently, but few people understand me. All right, this is a cheesy analogy, but if you look at products in the marketplace or whatever, or people even, when you go into a room of people, you're probably products are always struggling to differentiate. And when you're the different person in the crowd as a teen, you're a teenager, that you're different. And the thing to keep in mind is everybody feels different inside. As a teenager, especially, even the cool kids, I promise they feel just as insecure as you do at times. But yeah, don't worry about feeling different or being different, and don't try to be like everybody else. That's simple, cliche advice. Yeah, don't worry about it. When you're older, nobody cares. I promise nobody cares if you're different when you're older. If they do, they're probably assholes. Just keep doing you. M. Foster, 1020. Advice needed on how to get life on track. I'm 20. I graduated high school 2 years ago, and in those 2 years, I have accomplished nothing. I can't drive. Worked a minimum wage job for 8 months, but couldn't handle it. I got death threats over coupons almost daily. Whoa. So there's a story there. So now I'm working 1 day a week, making barely enough to cover my bills. I still live at home because I can't drive, taking certification courses my parents paid for, and I just don't know where to go. I was going to pay for driving lessons before this got started, but they're canceled and I can't afford them now anyway. How would you recommend I get out of this situation to make a better life for myself? You don't mention what you can do, like what your skill, where you haven't accomplished anything. All right. I'm just going to give you what are the certification courses and why are they useless, first of all? Certification in what? Nick Gurr in chat, shout out. I don't know what those are. If those certification courses are in something like basically anything in the modern world, you can find a way to start testing whether that has value in the market. So if you're taking like a marketing certification course or paid search or whatever the hell the skill is, you can put that to the test. You can go out onto Fiverr.com, Upwork.com, make a profile, start accepting jobs, start posting what you can do, whatever it is you can do, even if you're not crazy about it. You just have to start establishing that you can get money in for the skills that you have. So whatever these certification courses are, M. Foster 1020, maybe let me know. I can give you better advice. But leverage those, try to get paid to do those things somehow. And you never know what comes out of that. Maybe you start doing something tangential and that helps you discover, oh, my true passion is geology. Like the second guy I answered was not his passion, did not like geology. All right, next up, SmaragdaKalixera. That's a name. It's probably some meme I don't know. Favorite meme, should I study memology in college? Turftoe 420. Yeah, I mean, the meme economy is taken off. You probably could do that. I don't even know what you would study in memes, like placement, like impact font 101, thoughts, overused memes 150. I don't even know. I don't know what these courses would look like. Hard to stay motivated now. I'm not sure I'm the only one that has a harder time motivating myself right now, but I hope someone might have some tips on how to make it better. I just don't know how to deal with all the restrictions, not being able to go out, my kid being home all day instead of the nursery, the uncertainty of when I can finish my degree. All these things are piling up and I feel so lost all the time. I want to sit and do nothing, but I know that I'll only make it worse. How are you guys dealing with it? I've started doing this. Like I just started, I've had like I've done a couple other podcasts before that are more polished and more where I'm trying to cover a story about something. But I always had in the back of my head, it would be fun to just turn on the microphone and just talk to people or answer questions on the internet or talk about stuff that's going on in my head or my day or my life. So that's what I'm doing with it. And whatever, like, if you've ever taken the time to just think about or write down like what are things that I would like to do with my life or my time, this is the time to do them, and set a schedule for yourself. That's the other thing I started doing a couple weeks ago. More cliche advice, but it really does help. If you set a schedule for yourself and you know that every day at 7 a.m. this is just the time that I do this thing and that's it, you'll be okay. I mean, and set like 3 alarms so that it just keeps harassing you. It's this little thing if you don't have somebody to keep you accountable. But it sounds like you've got you mentioned you have a kid. Tell your kid you're going to do something. If you tell your kid you're going to do something, they'll remember. They will tell you about it every day. They'll remind you, hey, mom or dad, how's that? What's happening with this? Or I thought you said you were going to do this. Kids are great accountability partners. So find somebody to keep you accountable. You might have somebody in your own home. Make a schedule and start doing things that are on whatever your bucket list is. You'll get there. All right. Last one for the day, knocking down psychological barriers and going outside your comfort zone from Adamantane 101. Today, I just realized most of my hardships are due to my internal barriers I've imposed on myself, like fears, custom, internalized negativity, and so forth. So from now onwards, I'll make a note for each limiting thought I have and compensate with an empowering thought. That too, meditation and making a different schedule than what I currently have. Do you have any thoughts and suggestions? Start small. And I see somebody in the comments wrote too, like gradual change is more likely to stick in the long term. I agree with that completely. Start small. Don't take on too much. You're making a different schedule. That's great. Meditation, awesome. The fear is a big one. I'm one of those. If you've got a fear around something, whether it's social anxiety, which I've struggled with, just run right at it. just go whatever your fear is around. Just confront it head on. It's the only way you're ever going to get over it. So if I think of something else, I'll DM you. But that sounds pretty good, I think. All right. Well, that's it. Answered 9 questions. Not bad. That's a good day. A couple questions in chat. If anybody wants to do this with me sometime, DM me. This is more fun with people. I've done one show with a guest already, and it was really fun just being able to bounce these ideas off of people. They had better answers than me on most of them. And yeah, hope to hear from some of you soon. Take care. Go watch some Cats or the dude with the gold suit that dances around. He's pretty awesome.